Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen. Amma ba'd, fa'a'udhu billahi minash shaytanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. My dear sweet students, let's recite Durood and Salam upon the beloved and blessed Prophet Sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. If you recite after me, As-salatu was-salamu alayki ya Rasulullah, wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Habiballah. As-salatu was-salamu alayki ya Nabi Allah, وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا نور الله. Excellence of Durood and Salam, the Prophet of mankind, the peace of our hearts and mind, the most generous and kind, Sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam, said, recite Durood Sharif abundantly upon me. No doubt, it is purification for you, the person who recites Durood and Salam. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Another crucial and important topic that we're going to discuss today, and for those who are not yet baligh, at the age of puberty, you are learning this essential knowledge which is obligatory. And inshallah Azza wa Jal, we're going to learn today in this summer school the method of Ghussal. We're going to come to know the 3 obligatory acts of Ghussal. But before we go into the method of Ghussal, let's see our pious predecessors, how they handled themselves when Ghussal became fard upon them. Emission at night, which is like a wet dream. You know, if you sleep and something passes through the male organ, that's what that means. Yeah, misses the Jamaat of Fajr, or Allah Azza wa Jal forbid, even miss Salah out of laziness, feeling shyness from their family members, ignoring the horrible shame of the hereafter. Whenever Ghussal becomes fard, one should immediately perform Ghussal. A hadith sharif states, angels do not enter the home in which there is a portrait. You know what a portrait is? A picture, yeah, of a living being. It could be a picture of yourself, or it could be a statue, etc. Or a dog, or a junub, a person for whom Ghussal has become mandatory due to emissions or ejaculation of semen with lust. So I'm talking to those individuals who have a habit of staring at television, who have a habit of staring at billboards. Billboards may have certain females on there. Lustily. So for those who have reached the age of maturity, you should control your gazes, okay? Yeah? Those females who don't cover themselves, who reveal their body parts, and then when you lustfully see them in a wrongful thought in your mind, wrongful intentions, what happens is mani. But some fluid will pass, right? Because you have been lustfully gazing at non-mahrim women. So what will happen is, then Ghussal will become obligatory upon you. Okay? Now there are certain people, what happens is, they are exempt in the sense that they have this problem where sometimes they lift certain things, but they're not lustfully looking at anybody. Okay? But they are doing certain activities that money will evacuate from the male organ, which Ghussal will not be farz, but purification of the underwear must be done, and then wudu, the ablution, the minor ablution should be performed. Okay. We've learned from our pious predecessors, they did not delay the ghusl. This is what we just heard. But you see, you never know when your death is written. You could die that following morning. This is why it's very important that you make ghusl straight away after you have passed whatever. Okay? But what I'm saying is sometimes family members, when you guys, when you grow up, when you become married, yeah, and when you're a husband and wife, now sometimes what happens is the wife and the husband will not bath because of shamelessness from front of their family members. Yeah? Or they'll know that, I've had this emission, now I'm going to have ghusl. And that's the only way to find out that this person has had emission. Right? When they go into the bath, they have a shower in the following morning. So sometimes what happens is, the time of Fajr commences, the family get up for Salah, but they do not perform ghusl, being scared, because having shameless and having haya, that, my family members will come to know that this has happened. Okay? But we should not look at this. We should perform our Salah on time. Yeah? Because obviously the delay of Salah is very sinful. And then if the time has passed, then you have to perform qada of that Salah. Okay, moving forward, I'm going to mention the method. And guys, you need to remember this method. Very important. Make the following intention in the heart without uttering any word with the tongue. So if you're in the washroom, in the bathroom, remember, we are not going to mention in Arabic verses. We're not going to say anything that's related to the Quran or salam, or when you sneeze, when you say alhamdulillah. So no Arabic recitation should be done in the washroom. But it's saying from the heart, make the intention. I'm going to take bath for acquiring purity. Yeah? So first, wash both hands. So before I go into this, now you might be asleep. Yeah? Something's passed in the night, you've had a wet dream. You felt something wet in your underwear. Right? Then what happens is, ghusl has become farz upon you. So what's going to happen is, you're going to go to the washroom. The first thing you're going to do is, wash your hands. Wash your hands, yeah? Because your hands will be dirty. You might have put your hand down there. Yeah? Yeah, you can scream and say what you like. Okay? So after that, what are you going to do? I'm going to test you on this. Wash your hands. Okay? The next what you're going to do is, wash your external organs, whether impurity is present over there or not. So washing your male organ, your front part. Yeah, we talked about this in the other sessions, how to drain the male organ, doing istibara, in Arabic I think that's what it's called, to get rid of any remaining things in the organ, any droplets, is to drain and to wash all of the area. Then if you have any pubic hair, which this is another topic, yeah, if they're long, you can probably give it longer than your line, the first part of your finger. If it's longer than them, then either use some shaving cream, or you can use razors to remove any pubic hair that has grown. If you're married, yes, they do it from the navel and the area below. Okay? Navel is this, the belly button. Okay? And then doing the externally, the back passage. Even if hair grows there, which is longer than the finger, as you can see, then you should remove the hair at the back as well, using some shaving cream, right? But do not go directly into the anus side, because what it is, there's chemicals with creams. You got to be very careful. So even it says on the product, do not use it in such areas. Okay? Even if you have a cut, be careful, don't apply on a cut, because it's a chemical to remove your pubic hair. So if your pubic hair has grown at the back as well, as well as your front, then both parts need to be removed. This is essential knowledge that I'm sharing with you. Because when you go to do your number 2, for example, the excrement will not wash off properly because the hairs, there's a lot of hairs there, and it'll attach to the hairs, and when you're washing it, you need extra water to wash that area. And remember, I told you how to wipe the back passage. It's not to wipe like this, like I've shown you. Rather where the hole is to pinch it and then throw it. That's the front passage. Okay. Does that make sense, guys? So we've done the front, we've done the back. Okay? If there is any impurity on any parts of the body, remove it. Okay? So it doesn't, you've done your front and your back. Maybe your legs have become dirty as well. Impurity there, just wash it off. Okay? Listen carefully, guys. Now what you're going to do is perform wudu. As done for salah. You know what wudu is? Which we've done the wudu, haven't we? Washing the hands, rinsing the mouth, rinsing the nose, washing the face, washing the arms, doing the massa. In this case, perform wudu as done for salah, but do not wash the feet. Okay? Because your feet will be washed at the end. So when you get into the bath, for example, the shower is on, you see there's a puddle of your impurity of, when the water is washing your body, sometimes there's water that gathers. Now if you've already washed the feet, then you've gone into that puddle again, then you will need to wash your feet again at the end. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. The other thing is, a very important thing before I proceed further, when you're using buckets, now a lot of people might not have showers. When you've got a bucket and when you put water in there and you fill it up, now Ghussal has become farz upon you. Don't touch that water, don't dip your hand in there. Otherwise, that water cannot be used for Ghussal. Because you've used that water, you've dipped your hand in it. So make sure that your bucket is far away and your hand does not go inside the bucket. So when you wash yourself, make sure the water does a bounce off your body and go back into the bucket. Otherwise, that water becomes used water basically. Then to purify that water, what you have to do is take a quarter of it out, or take some part of the water out and run a tap of water to purify that water. And then fill it back up again. So don't waste all that water. You need to take some parts of that water out. So this is how the scholars have mentioned it, and it's mentioned in Farz Aloom as well. And you can probably read up on it in the books as well, inshallah. Okay. So in case of performing ghusl on some stool, so get a stool or a little chair that you can get that you can sit on, okay? Now moisture the body with the wet hand, especially in winter season. During this, soap may be applied. Now pour water 3 times over the right shoulder and 3 times in the left shoulder, okay? And then on the head and 3 times on the whole body. So your whole body needs to become wet, okay? Now shift apart from place of ghusl and wash the feet if not washed during the wudu. Do not face towards the qibla during ghusl, during bath. So during bath, rub all body by hand, okay? So make sure you're moisturizing every part of the body. Take bath at such a place where nobody can see you. If such place is not available, a man should cover his sitar. What is his sitar? Tummy. Well, from navel to all the way to the knees. So you may get a blanket, and you may put it around. Or you can wear shorts that cover up to the navel and to the knees. Okay, that's your sitar. So from navel, including the knees as well, with a thick cloth. If thick cloth is not available, 2 or more thin cloths can be wrapped on sitr. A thin cloth will stick with the body and color of thighs and knees may be exposed. Allah Azza wa Jal forbid. A woman must take more caution, neither talk during ghusl, nor recite any invocations which I mentioned. After bath, body may be wiped with a towel, etc. Wear clothes immediately after the completion of ghusl. If it is not mukruh time, offering 2 rakat of salah is mustahab. Okay? Now we're going to go into the 3 faraid of ghusl. Is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Number 1, rinsing the mouth. Okay? You're putting water into your mouth, gargling if you're not fasting. Yeah? Use as a mouthwash the water itself, and then rinse out. Then get a miswak. If there's something stuck, get a toothpick. You can buy these toothpicks from the shop which have bristles on it. Put it through your teeth. Make sure nothing's stuck in your teeth. Do your best of removal of anything in the mouth. Rinse it 3 times. That's the first faraid of ghusl. So what's the first obligatory act?
Rinse your mouth and
You rinse in the mouth. Correct. Number 2, sniff the water inside the nose.
Oh, that hurts.
Okay? Sniff inside the nose. Make sure it goes to the top where the soft bone is. And if you're fasting, just be careful. Okay? That the water doesn't go inside and invalidates your fast. And then number 3 is ablution of the whole apparent body. Meaning, like I said, wash the whole entire body, moisturing it with your hands, and make sure water reaches every single part, under your armpits, under your thighs, yeah, where water doesn't reach, under your neck, yeah, under your ears, in your earlobes, in your ears, in different areas. Okay? Are we ready? Okay. Rinsing the mouth, taking a little water into the mouth and then spitting it out quickly is not sufficient. Okay? It is essential to pass the water in the mouth over every part, every cavity from the lips to the end of the throat. Okay? From the lips, end of the throat. Okay? Mouth should be washed properly. Water must reach the cavities behind the back teeth, the gaps in the roots of the teeth, all sides of the tongue, and the brim of the throat. If you do not have fast, you should gargle as well. It is sunnah to do so. If bits of betel nuts or fibers of meat are stuck in between the teeth, they must be removed. Okay? If there is a fear of harm in case of removing them, removal is exempted. Prior to performing ghusl, the fibers of meat, etc. were stuck in the teeth, but the one bathing did not feel them and therefore offered salah, having performed ghusl without removing them. Later, he came to know that the fibers of meat, etc. were stuck in his teeth. It is now further for him to remove them and to pass water over there. The salah offered is valid. If a loose tooth has been fixed with some compound or fastened with a wire and water could not reach below compound or wire, he is exempted. Okay? Look, quickly splashing a bit of water onto the tip of the nose is not sufficient. It is essential to wash nose up to the end of the soft bone, i.e. up to the start of the hard bone. This can only be done by sniffing water upwards. But remember, if even a part equal to a hair tip is left unwashed, ghusl, so even if a part equal to a hair is left unwashed, ghusl will be invalid. Okay? If dried mucus has accumulated inside the nose, it is further to remove it. It is further to wash the nasal hairs. Okay, you might have small hairs inside, but make sure water reaches inside and purifies that area. Okay. Ghusl will become fard in the following 5 conditions. Very important. How do we know that ghusl will become fard upon us? Okay. Number 1, discharge of semen from its organ after leaving its origin due to lust. We talked about this, okay? That's point number 1. So if you feel anything that is slimy, sticky, from your male organ, then ghusl will become fard, but this is due to lust, okay? Number 2, nocturnal emissions, ejaculation of semen during sleep. Okay, we mentioned this, a wet dream. Number 2, I'll mention that again. Nocturnal emissions, ejaculation of semen during sleep. When a person is sleeping and he has a wet dream. Okay, that's what that is. Number 3 is when a man and woman have a relation in bed. Okay, I won't mention too deeply what that is. You'll understand when you grow up. Okay. So this is like when they meet together. Whether ejaculation has happened or not, still ghusl will be performed. Okay. So ghusl will become fard. And number 4, after determination of menses. Okay, this is for a female. So when a cycle period of every month happens, so she will do ghusl straight after. And number 5, after termination of postnatal bleeding, most of the women are under the impression that the woman is considered impure after childbirth for a definite period of 40 days. So a lot of people say when you have childbirth, wait 40 days, then have your ghusl, then do ghusl. But not, it's not the case. This is absolutely incorrect. Okay. So whenever it stops, basically, they should do ghusl straight away. Okay. So there is it does say, read an explanation of nifas, postnatal bleeding. That's another topic. Okay. Ala Hazrat Maulana Shah Imam Ahmad Raza Khan, alayhi rahmatur rahman, was asked the following question. There is a masturbator who does not refrain from this shameful act despite counseling, in which states he will be resurrected. Please let us know some supplications which may break this habit. So if there's anyone in this gathering who has this habit, should refrain from this habit. Simple. Okay. So I'm moving on. Ala Hadrat Rahamallahu Ta'ala alayhi replied, he is a sinner, disobedient, guilty of committing a major sin, and a wrongdoer. On the day of judgment, the palms of such people, those who masturbate, will be resurrected pregnant, and they will be disgraced in front of a great multitude of people. So just imagine, on the day of resurrection, you were a masturbator, and all the world that was resurrected looked at you, how shameful it will be that you are doing this act in the world. So refrain from this act. This intense humiliation awaits him. If he does not repent, you should make tawbah in the court of Allah Azza wa Jal. If you're doing such act, Allah Azza wa Jal forgives those whom He wants and punishes those whom He wants. Such a person should recite La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim abundantly. That's the wazifa that's been given. Okay? And when Satan tempts him to masturbate with his hand, he should immediately turn towards Allah Azza wa Jal and recite La Hawla Sharif. From the bottom of his heart, he should pray 5 times daily salah. After the Fajr salah, he should regularly recite Surah Al-Ikhlas. Allah Azza wa Jal knows all. Allah Azza wa Jal is the knower of the unseen. He's all seeing and He knows that you're doing this act. But try to turn towards Him. Give some charity, give some sadaqah if you have this issue. And if you becoming the age of baligh, you're like 18 years old, speak to your parents that you want to get married. Don't be discreet about it. Be open with your parents. They are your friends. Yeah?
No, they're better than friends.
They are your friends. You have ejaculated, you've passed something in your male organ. What's the first step?
You should go to it'll be friends for you to do your ghusl.
First to do ghusl, yes, but what's the first step you should do?
In ghusl,
You don't be listening. So, Abdullah, what's the first one?
you wash your hands.
See, Abdullah got it right, guys. He's
I'll
been
be
listening.
listening.
Next question is, after washing the hands, what should you do next?
Should
No. Ghusl has become farz on you. You know that. You don't be listening. That's what it is.
rinse your mouth.
Not rinse your mouth. After washing the hands, who knows the answer? What's the correct answer? After you wash your hands, what's the next part?
You have to wash your male organ.
Yeah, wash your male organ and which other part? Your number 2 as well.
Oh yeah.
That area as well, okay? MashaAllah, he's been listening. Abdul Muiz, after washing the hands, after washing the male organs, then what do you do?
Remove any hair that's longer than your fingertip on your male organs.
Yeah, correct. What's the next part of it?
Study, then you goggle, and if you're fasting, then you should have goggled, just rinse your mouth.
Okay. Go ahead.
I study, you do your wuzu and you don't wash your feet.
So you do your wuzu, then you don't wash your feet.
So
When do you wash your feet?
at the end.
At the end, correct. G, why is the 3 fried?
One is rinsing the mouth,
Yeah.
but you can't gargle if you've got a fast.
Okay, correct, yeah.
Second one is rinsing the nose.
Correct.
You can't sniff it up too far if you go fast again.
Okay, good.
And then the last one is washing your whole body.
Washing your whole body. Correct.